Okay, if I can have your attention for one moment, please. Actually, not one moment, it'll be about 5 or 10 minutes. My name is Al Hunsinger, and I am president of a group called MAMA, which stands for Midwest All Music Association. That word, all music, is very important to this organization. Anyway, thank you very much for coming this afternoon. We're going to be in for a wonderful evening, and first of all, I'm going to mention we have a new secretary in our organization. Craig Cronball is his name, and Craig has written a book, and if you'd like to buy a copy of that book, it'll be for sale in the back there where they were selling tickets. And Craig was very close friends with Johnny
Rivers.
Not Rivers. Having a senior moment. Who is it, Craig?
Frankie Lane. Frankie Lane.
Still here. Yeah.
Frankie Lane.
I'm sorry. Frankie Lane. Remember Frankie Lane? Mule train. Yeah. One person remembers it. Yes, okay. Anyway, Craig will be up here a little bit later. We also have a poster here, and it's made of cardboard, not like the paper one if you might have. And it is signed by all of the inductees, the bands, and everyone. And we are going to auction this off later on in the evening. So if you'd like a wonderful souvenir, please keep that in mind. And right now, I am going to introduce a gentleman who is being inducted in the Hall of Fame. Don't get up yet, Big Daddy. Don't you get up yet. Okay. I've heard so much about this gentleman, Big Daddy, and I'm going to have to read this if I can read it without, hello. Oh yeah. It's from, it says here, he's on the air from 6 a.m. on April 1st, 2004, and Big Daddy hits the Sioux City airwaves. Classic Rock 99.5 is born, and Big Daddy brings over 30 years of radio experience to the Classic Rock 99.5 morning show. Big Daddy has stopped places like Fort Myers, Florida, Madison, Wisconsin, and also Houston, Texas. Big Daddy brings that experience of rap sense of humor to listeners in southern Iowa. It's been 10 years. Big Daddy is in the morning and is still going strong. I want to tell you something. 99.5. We live in Iowa City. That's 300 miles away. And we listen to him every morning, but we don't get it.
On the web.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, he is being inducted in our Hall of Fame. Give Big Daddy a big round of applause, if you would please.
Probably right. All right, thank you, Al. Appreciate it. Well, a nice round of applause for the General Manager of MAMA, Al Hunsinger. Okay, we'll be introducing the board of directors later on. I know one of them I saw out there, Storm and Norman's Rock and Roll Auditorium. So that's out there. Where you at, baby? What a cool place to go see a show, too. Hey, want to welcome you all, and thank you for. It's an honor to be voted on, by your peers, and approved by the board of directors. So it's an honor to be here, and I appreciate it very much. Al, you're right. The printing on this thing is so small that I better probably get a flashlight up here when I read this stuff out. But I'm going to be your host tonight. Again, like you saying, I do a morning radio show on KKMA, Classic Rock 99.5 radio. We got our general manager here tonight, some co-workers, Powell Broadcasting, the group that I work for. I am lucky. The reason I get to come into a Hall of Fame is because I'm old, number one. That's what our boss said. He says, you know you're getting old when you get into a Hall of Fame. But, and look around the room and you know exactly what the hell I'm talking about. But our group, Powell Broadcasting, is owned by a bunch of rice farmers out of Baton Rouge. And we sell rice around the world. You know, they wanted to have a radio group, and so we believe in live and local, so everything we do is pretty much live and local, and you'll find out more about that tonight. So, guys, thank you so much for coming on, and thank you for the honor of putting me into the Mama Hall of Fame. Thank you. Now, take my plaque. Oh, these are nice. These are nice. You know, I got into the Iowa Rock and Roll Hall of Fame a couple of years ago. And got a nice little plaque and everything, and people say, what are you going to do with all this stuff? I say, you know where my plaque is? It's in the bottom of my humidor. It's sitting in the bottom of my cigar humidor. So, this I can't put in there. I'm going to have to display this one somewhere. All right, so I'm the MC tonight. I want to welcome all the inductees this evening. And I'm trying to think who the first one is. Is it Starfire?
Whatever you want to do.
Whichever one I want to do.
You want to do the tribute to Tom Golden first?
Yes, I would. I'm glad you brought that up. Tom Golden, many of you out here know Tom Golden. He was an integral part of forming this organization. Last year he got inducted into the Mama Hall of Fame and sadly passed on not long afterwards. He knew he was having some problems. So I was real happy for him to get in. And how about a nice round, and remember, it's a nice round of applause for Mr. Tom Golden, ladies and gentlemen. Any of you knew it. All right.
Yeah.
I'm getting my flashlight ready.
I'm not sure who's
The eyes aren't quite what they used to be.
No, they're underneath each plaque. The certificate. Right.
All right, let's try this out, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to, at this time, introduce the group Starfire. Oh, God. It's my boss, Denny Bullock, our general manager, bringing me readers. Whoa. My wife kept saying, you got to go get an eye exam. I said, I've never had one. I'm 64 years old. I've never had an eye exam. You have to go get one. I said, oh, they're going to try to sell you glasses. They're going to find something wrong with you. Well, I went, and my eyes are 20/20. But I can't see crap with these. I'm sorry. Thank you. All right, let's talk about Starfire, ladies and gentlemen. Southwestern Minnesota band. All 5 members of the Southwestern Minnesota band Starfire grew up listening to the songs which they perform at various venues in the upper Midwest, specializing in nostalgic golden oldies. And everybody in here knows what a golden oldies. You are one. Starfire has been nominated for induction into the Iowa Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They have received the Performance Award from CJS Promotions for keeping the music alive. Their dances and shows have attracted a loyal following of oldies lovers from throughout the upper Midwest. Starfire has cut several CDs. They've been performing together for more than 2 decades. Each of the 5 members of the band have been performing with some type of band since their teenage years, back in the, dare I say it, back in the 60s. In 2014, Starfire was selected to perform at the Minnesota State Fairgrounds in St. Paul for the Back to the 50s Classic Car Show. They've opened for several other regional and national acts, including Richie Lee and the comedy duo of Williams and Reed. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce three of the original members. Is that what you got here tonight? Three of you?
They're out there somewhere.
They're out there somewhere. They check the bar. Check the bar back there. I did. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to at this time welcome to the stage and have you give a nice round of applause for Starfire. Ladies and gentlemen, come on up.
Come on up.
Okay, guys, over here. Grab that mic, a few words.
Heck of an unexpected privilege and honor. I don't think I'm the spokesperson, but our spokesperson is here. The people that should be up here is our families, especially our wives, that put up with all the nonsense and late hours. I really don't have anything to say, other than thank you all for coming and thank you for the honor.
All right. Glad you mentioned the wives, because they are a big part of this. That will help. Thank you. Go ahead. Want one more?
Stay there, I'll get one more. Yep. Stay there.
Do we have to hold hands? Look at here.
I think that's it. Right here. All right, thank you.
Thanks, guys. Congratulations. Thanks for having me. Let's give it the Starfire, ladies and gentlemen. We'll do it later on tonight. Congratulations. You know, we've got three bands that are going in tonight, Starfire being one of them. Bob Merchant in the Shadows. I talked to Bob over there a little while ago. They're here. Galaxy is here.
Sounds good, thanks.
But there's, and they inducted me on the radio end of things, but last year when I was asked to MC this thing, I gotta be honest with you, I didn't know much about Mama. And when I found out it was an all music association, not just toward the rock and roll end of things, but, you know, country and jazz and everything else.
Opera.
I said, yeah, I'd be glad to do your event, you know, but and then it was mentioned, well, you know, you've been doing so much, we should try to get you in the Hall of Fame. I said, no, there's a guy you should be putting in this Mama Hall of Fame. And he's, his name is Cowboy Bob Rounds. Bob has forgotten more about country music than any of us will ever know. I've known Bob for a long, long time. When I found out this was an all music association, he is a guy that deserves to be in this class tonight. So I couldn't be prouder than my buddy Cowboy Bob being in here tonight. I've got his bio here. They printed me a little bigger one, so it might not be quite so hard this time. All right, Cowboy Bob Rounds has forgotten more about country music than most of us will ever know. He started his broadcasting career in 1981 with Midwest Rodeo Sports Review. He was then hired on KMNS Radio that fall. He was on the original KSU, the Super Pig staff, back in September of 1990. He then helped start KOLK Colt Country 102.3 in September of 95. A couple of years later, Cowboy Bob made his way back to KSU. In 1997, Bob took over the position of program director and midday personality, positions that he still holds to this day. In 1990, Cowboy Bob started Nashville Nuggets. By a round of applause, anybody hear these programs out there? They're really good radio shows. The Golden Age of Country is another one. Over the years, he's turned into Sunday Morning Gold and the All Request Classic Cafe. Both are still running today. Yes, indeed. There's nobody more qualified to host a classic country show on the radio than Cowboy Bob, because he's lived it his whole life. You know what? This guy, this son of a gun, turned 70, jumped out of an airplane at what, 12,000 feet? I mean, incredible. The guy's up working on his barn on a cherry picker. He's one of a kind, and I'm very proud to call him my friend, and very proud to induct this guy into the Mama Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, Cowboy Bob Brown.
Thank you so much. This is kind of uncomfy because I had no idea this was going to happen. Well, I did about a year ago. They told me, and then I actually started talking about it Monday, and it's been off of my mind since the very beginning. But I want to thank first off my family. They came up here, and Kelly for surprising me with everybody showing up early, and my little sister who just got out of cancer rehab is looking great, and she just showed up from Chicago, which means more to me than this plaque that means a lot. And the class of 70, some of my classmates showed up that I'm really happy that they showed up, and it means a lot to me. And also, one thing that I got to do, I got to thank a guy by the name of Gary Rice, and he's not here, but he went by Ty Cooper on the radio. And back in the KMNS days, when we went to start K2, Super Pig, we were actually hired away from KMNS, kind of undercover. And the people from Violent Broadcasting said they wanted to get the program director, that's Gary Rice, and he said, well, if I'm going, Cowboy Bob's coming with me. And that's how I got into K2 105.7. So I just wanted to make sure I recognized that one guy that said, this guy can make it in radio. So, and I want to thank my general manager for showing up and so many family members. It's been a hoot. Thank you.
Again, how about a nice round of applause for the Cowboy Bob. The guy is, hey, he's a legitimate cowboy. He's still team ropes. He's still team ropes at age 70. Jesus. I know, pisses me off. Bob Merchant in the Shadows. Many of us who live in our neck of the woods are familiar with these guys in some way, shape, or form. You know, a lot of you musicians out there will find your way filling in for different bands here and there. But Bob Merchant and the Shadows go back a long ways. Bob Merchant started playing in 1964 and started playing bass for the Shadells. In 1967, the band, well, they got drafted into the Army. Back in 1967, you know what it was like back then. So there was a bunch of different bands, people playing, like Kelly Merchant, Mike Craig, and Bob all played together for roughly 10 years. Bob, Mike, and a couple of others also had a country band in 1970. In 1980, Bob officially started the Shadows. It consisted of Bob, Mike Cripps, Charlie Holberg, Ray McAvoy, and a lot of other great players who have been with this band through the years. So at this time, ladies and gentlemen, if you give a nice big Mama Hall of Fame to the new inductees, Bob Merchant and the Shadows. Bobby.
Well, we're here tonight again. I was here back in 1965. It's changed a little bit. But anyhow, just got to say one thing is that my kids have really been good standing behind me and my music through the years and the times they put up with me. But, you know, I always loved the best side of all was when I was out there playing, the people and the smiles on their faces. And that's what's important with our music, is that we should try to connect with you people. And that's what we did. So yeah, I'm very honored to have this. I didn't plan on it, but that's the way it goes. So anyhow, I'll let a couple of the boys talk if they want. You want to say anything? Oh, Mark will.
Yeah, Mark talk. Yeah, I want to thank everybody, fans, and let's rock and roll.
Yeah, boy. Over here. Okay. Photo time. That's right. Oh. Yeah.
This way.
Put the one for Johnny. Kathy. Yeah, you got to make sure you get Johnny and Kathy's out of those.
I don't know if I like that comment when we're getting the photo taken, saying, suck your belly in. Ladies and gentlemen, roughly 58 years of playing 50s and 60s rock and roll music. Again, a nice round of applause for Bob Bruce and the Shadow. I see the Jammers are going to be playing tonight as well. I appreciate the Jammers and all you do for the Mama Hall of Fame and the Mama organization. Yeah, give them applause for using his equipment, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. And you were inductee, I believe, back in what, 2015?
2018.
18?
2018.
Congratulations, you guys deserve it. Well, we're up to the Galaxy Band.
Galaxy, come on up.
Galaxy. Let me find your stuff here. All right. The Galaxy Band, ladies and gentlemen. Galaxy Band was the brainchild of Armstrong, Iowa school art instructor and drummer Jeffrey Beets, a native of Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Jeff called the following musicians together in the year 1982. Jerry Beckendorf as lead male vocalist. Had a chance to meet Jerry. Don't screw it up tonight. Darla Henriksen was the lead female vocalist. Glenn Henriksen was keyboard. Mary Henriksen was bass guitarist. The band performed over half of the Friday and Saturday nights in a given year throughout a wide area of Iowa and Minnesota. Mary and Darla left the band, and Mary was replaced by Jody Larson Ulrichs on bass, and also adding Rick Schrim as lead guitarist. The busy schedule of playing for dances and celebrations continued until 1969, when when Glenn, Jody, and Rick left the band. Have you guys ever played here before in your travels and all your played everywhere else? And okay. You're going to be playing for us tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to at this time have you give a nice big round of applause for the Galaxy Band.
Stand right over there.
He just asked if we've ever played here before. Not in this building, but we played all the way around it and everywhere else between probably about Minneapolis to Des Moines and down to Omaha and wherever. But we just want to say thank you so much for the honor. It's been a great ride, and we hope to keep playing and rocking it out. So I want to say thanks to my family. Showed up, had no idea they were coming. So very, very special night. Anybody else want to talk? They're gonna leave it on me. Thanks so much for all the fans out there, and for Jeanette. Thanks for bringing our name up. We appreciate it. If you haven't been out there at Storm and Norman's, that's an outstanding place, not too far from here. So, very good place. Thank you very much.
This way, I'll see
everybody. Good guys. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys. Congratulations. Now let's hear it for the Galaxy Band, ladies and gentlemen. All right. I want to make sure I got through everybody here. Of course, My name is Big Daddy. I'm with Classic Rock 99.5. I'm happy to be coming into the Mama Hall of Fame. I also want to congratulate Starfire. How about a nice round of applause for Starfire? Bob Merchant and the Shadows. Cowboy Bob. The Galaxy Band. And I also want to thank the Avalon Ballroom for putting this thing on. And we're going to have, I believe, some food that's going to be available.
Merrill
soon.
Legion is back there with food right now.
The Legion, Merrill Legion is back there with food right now. Dan Rudin, let me give you the microphone. Go through some of the stuff that's happening here.
First, I wanted to thank our sponsors. We've got 3 sponsors for tonight's entertainment to help support Mama. We've got, oh, that's bright, I should have put that on, you should have. We've got the Merrill Legion, who donated $500 to Mama this year and is also providing the food, so let's give them a big round of applause. The Olsen Howard Legion, great group of guys. Our band does a lot of shows for them down at Merrill, and together with the American Legion, the Jammers and the Merrill Legion have raised over $10,000 for Honor Flight in the last few years, so I think that's pretty big deal. I also like to thank my former employer, and I say former because I retired from there 4 years ago. They didn't fire me, so I'm glad of that. I worked there 38 years. Security National Bank donated $250, and I want to thank them for that. I think I've got them on the line every year now to continue to do that, so they've got the money. I know they do. And I want to thank Dean Rhodes and the Avalon Ballroom. Dean lets us use the hall here. He just, so drink up. He makes a little money at the bar, so please be sure to frequent the bar back there, but drive home safely if you do, or have a designated driver. And we didn't really officially give this to Big Daddy before, but here's your plaque and your certificate. I've got something to read from the Merrill Legion. Hang on. It was just dropped in my lap. I've got to get my Big Daddy glasses on. Okay, Veterans, we got a Veterans Day dance we're going to be playing down there on November 12th. Location, Merrill, Iowa, Kissinger Community Center. Dinner's at 4:30 to 7, cost is $10. Pork loin on the bun, baked beans, etc. Dance, we're going to play from 7:30 to 10:30, that's the Jammers. You'll hear us at 6 o'clock tonight. Veterans get in free, so if you're a veteran or claim to be, no, if you don't claim to be paid. All proceeds again are donated to Midwest Honor Flight. Like I said, so far we've raised over $10,000. Let's try to hit 12 or 15 this Veterans Day. And it's sponsored by the Olsen Howard Post 125 Merrill, Iowa, who's also selling the food back there. So go back there. And I think it's free will donation, so please be generous. It's a good cause, and they really enjoy the support. We sell a lot of food. We'll get them again next year. We'll keep getting them back, so it's a good relationship. American Legion, Jammers, Merrill, Iowa Pork Producers Association is probably donating the food for that, and Plymouth County Pork Producers and Vandermeer Bakery, of course, for the buns. So Merrill, Iowa, November 12th. Come on out. It's a good time.
Let's hear it for the Jammers, ladies and gentlemen. They'll be opening up the show at 6 o'clock tonight.
If we could get the bands to get over by the banner, I'm going to take a few shots of you guys underneath our Mama banner. And then when I'm done, if anyone else wants to take pictures after I'm done, please let me shoot first, because I'm the official photographer for Mama, official videographer, webmaster, and several other things they make me do, which I can't talk about in public. You know Big Daddy. So band members, come on over there. I've already got Big Daddy and Cowboy Bob, so let's get the band members over there. I'll get some pictures. Get some food, enjoy. 6 o'clock, we're going to hit the stage and rock and roll until 11 o'clock tonight. So stick around. Have a good time.
All right, the Jammers coming up at 6 o'clock. Last time I saw the Jammers was a trivia event for Security National Bank, of all things. And you were great. Thank you guys for all coming out tonight. Again, the food is there. We've got the dance starting up at 6 o'clock. And we're going to tear it up tonight here at the legendary Avalon Ballroom. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you.